often get asked, why a Levanta steel pit? And here, we're going to run through some of the key features of the Levanta prefabricated steel pit. Here is our engineered 20-tonne jacking rail with the ability to run air over hydraulic pit jacks. Our pits can also take a automatic roller safety cover, which runs on this top channel here. The pit opening itself on the Levanta prefab pit is 950 millimetres as standard. And as you can see, the pit belly out to a 1400 millimetre wide in a working area. The reason for this is it gives the technicians that are working on the trucks and the vehicles more space inside the pit rather than a straight wall style pit, which is an old style pit, something that Levanta no longer provide in the market. The Levanta prefabricated pit have a 2-pack white epoxy wall with a black checker plate floor. The reason being for that is it provides light in this working area and makes it a lot easier for the technicians to see under the vehicle. The lighting in the Levanta prefabricated pit is recessed under the side of the pit. This ensures that there's no damage to the light itself, no dirt and grime and grease landing on top of the light fitting. It's also shining on an angle down into the pit, which is obviously projecting light up the sidewalls, the underside of the vehicle. Most importantly, when the light is installed facing down and projecting light up the sidewall, it's not directly shining in the technician's face. Also included in the Levanta pit is a full compressed air manifold. The reason we run a compressed air manifold the full length of the pit is the Levanta 20-tonne pit jacks are air over hydraulic. So you have a small Susie coil which connects into a Nitto fitting on the side wall of the pit. Here we have what we call an alcove to hold hose reels for oil, grease and waste oil. In this particular job here we have an oil hose reel, a grease reel, and then we've got a diaphragm pump. The idea of the diaphragm pump is that we drain waste oil from the vehicle into the waste oil drainer which runs on the pit rails. Once that is full, you bring it back to the diaphragm pump here, connect your hose to the waste oil drainer, turn your diaphragm pump on. It then sucks the waste oil from the waste drainer and pushes it back to your bulk waste oil tank. Here we have our sumps. So each service pit has a sump, and in the sump is the sump pump with a float switch. So as the sump fills up with water or waste fluid, the pump automatically starts and pushes the waste water back to trade waste. Another great feature of the Levanta steel prefabricated pit, it makes it extremely easy to install roller brake testers and inspection equipment, wheel axle play detectors, and then load simulation tie-down points. This is all manufactured in our factory and tested prior to the pit arriving on site. Another option we can provide with the Levanta steel prefabricated pit is a ventilation system. This is a control box for the ventilation system. The way the system works is when the technician arrives first up in the morning, he'll walk over to the box, turn the main switch on. The air system will do 5 changes of air within the pit before the lights automatically turn on. Power is then engaged to the test equipment and power points within the pit, and it will consistently do changes of air throughout the day as per the Australian and New Zealand standards. The air is then extracted from the pit through the mechanical ducting underground, up through the outside roof there through a roof cowl, and as you can see there, we have an inline fan unit. In this particular project we have 2 Levanta steel prefabricated pits, and included in that is what we call a side entry tunnel. So here we have a set of access stairs which come down between the 2 25-metre pits into this side access tunnel, and then up the stairs into the actual service pit itself. Another option we can provide with your Levanta steel prefabricated pit is full protection railings around the pit area. Also included is signage. Each of the gates entering into a pit working area or entering into a side access tunnel are all self-closing gates to ensure maximum safety. Workshops choose to use Levanta pits because they are tough, compliant and safe.